Your host Session as always, and we talk the latest Manchester United news and transfer news. Subscribe to the channel. My goal is 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And at the Stretford N Johnson is what you are looking for on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for more content on Manchester United. Of course, we are in a crucial week as we have roughly about 2 weeks left before our first Premier League game of the season against Brighton next week, Sunday. However, we have also friendlies coming up this particular week, three in total that Ten Hag wants to have. But of course, there's transfer news. As you see in the thumbnail, it's all about Ronaldo and Ten Hag. They have had a meeting today. We need to still discuss that and, of course, speak about what the consequences and the results of that meeting could be. However, it's touch and go. Where do we find ourselves? How do we put ourselves in a position to trust what is happening at Carrington today? Lots of big faces are at Carrington today, along with the entire squad. Lisandro Martinez, Christian Eriksen, also having their first training session today. So that in itself is a positive. Ronaldo meeting with Ten Hag is a positive. But how else can we look at this particular transfer window? So lots to get into, but let's get into the news as we get it. So Manchester United face Atletico Madrid on Sunday and Rayo Vallecano on Sunday as well. Sorry, Atletico Madrid on Saturday and Rayo Vallecano on Sunday, because Erik ten Hag wanted 2 games the weekend before the start of the league campaign, so more players could get 90 minutes in their legs. He is expected to field his strongest team in Oslo, and that is via the Athletic. And Richard Fay has come out and has said that Manchester United are set to face National League side Wrexham in an additional pre-season friendly fixture at Carrington tomorrow behind closed doors. So we have the game against Wrexham tomorrow behind closed doors, and on Saturday we face Atletico Madrid in Oslo, and on Sunday Rayo Vallecano at Old Trafford. So it starts next weekend, but we know Erik ten Hag wants to have the likes of Eriksen and Frankie de Jong in his team with Malacia and of course Anthony. But how do we go forward into this particular transfer window? How do we have a positive end to the transfer window? There's roughly about just a month left, and we haven't gotten who we really needed to get. Yes, Malacia is a good signing, Eriksen too, and likewise Lisandro Martinez. But we were needing another attacker. We need 2 midfielders, a box-to-box like Frankie de Jong, and of course a defensive midfielder. Fred and McTominay is not going to do it for us for this entire season. Yes, they've had good performances in pre-season, Fred more than McTominay, but they are not our first choice midfielders. Right now, yes, they are. Don't be surprised if the 2 of them start next weekend against Brighton. But we need to have other people in our transfer window coming in. And hearing that perhaps tomorrow we have this pre-season friendly against Wrexham, perhaps Eriksen and Lisandro Martinez will play in this friendly, because they definitely need to get their first minutes under Ten Hag and for Manchester United. Of course, knowing we're playing Atletico Madrid on Sunday, the Athletic said that Ten Hag will use his strongest team. So we will be seeing potentially the starting 11 that we will have next weekend against Brighton, starting on Saturday against Atletico Madrid. I think Rayo Vallecano is just a further game for players to get game time, such as the likes of Tuanzebe, Garnacho, Phil Jones, etc. Whoever might be in the, shall I say, the lower point of the squad, who are not actually going to be part of the officials for the season, will probably get game time on Sunday against Rayo Vallecano just to get 90 minutes under their belt. And then, of course, we have the full week of training before our first official Premier League game of the season. I'm excited for those games, but we have to be honest. The transfer window has not been exciting. We have not excited anything in terms of the players that we've gotten in. I said Malacia is a good signing, but of course Shaw will be a first choice left back. Malacia will just give him a run for his money and push him as far as he can be pushed. We know Lisandro Martinez will have to compete against the likes of Maguire and Lindelof. He wants to fight for his place. He showed good performances in pre-season and that he can play in this high line that Erik ten Hag wants to play. Now, of course, we know he has got more pace compared to Maguire. Put him next to Rafael Varane. Perhaps we have a decent centre-back partnership. But I'd rather see Lisandro Martinez play next to Varane than Maguire or Eric Bailly. But interesting to see exactly how Ten Hag will start come next week Sunday against Brighton. Who will be his favourite centre-back partnership? Moving along now into our transfer news. And Frankie de Jong, again, the topic of conversation. Does he want to come? He doesn't want to come. We don't know. It's so up in the air. So many, how can I say, various reports everywhere that you're not 100% sure what the actual news is on Frankie de Jong. But Fabrizio Romano, again, confirms that the agreement between Manchester United and Barcelona is still there for more than 10 days. The fee is 75 million euro plus 10 million euro in add-ons, a 72 million pound fixed fee in total. 85 million euro if you want to do the math yourself. Now, it's been long. We've agreed this fee with Barcelona all this time. And we know if Barcelona wants to register the players that they've signed, Frankie de Jong needs to take a pay cut. He needs to leave in order for them to register it. But why are we dilly-dallying on a player that supposedly doesn't want to come? We have the likes of Yuri Tielemans available, Ibrahim Sangare, you've got Konrad Laimer from RB Leipzig available for 20 million, who Bayern Munich for some reason have not decided to pursue further. And he could come in and do a defensive midfield job for us, next to a Frankie de Jong, next to a Donny van de Beek, whoever might be playing in midfield for us for this season, whether it even be the youngsters, Zidane Iqbal and Charlie Savage, James Garner, who is also another player who we continuously forget about as a defensive midfielder that needs to prove himself under Ten Hag. So we do not need to be concerned about if we're going to have players in midfield that are going to do it for us. It's about the level of quality in the midfield that we need to have. We need to have players of higher quality in our midfield in order to look to compete, not just for the Premier League in seasons to come or the Champions League, but other trophies as well. To us to be in the Champions League by the following season, whether it be qualifying for top 4 or winning the Europa League. And that in itself brings me into what I want to speak about. It is Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, before we speak about that, Mike Verwey did come out and said that perhaps today or tomorrow, officially, Manchester United will be announcing Lisandro Martinez. That's good. That's positive news. But I want to speak about Ronaldo now. And here's a guy that has done it all, who's been absolutely professional last season in the disastrous, tumultuous season that we've had. He basically would have gotten us top 4 if some of the other players decided to actually give a damn and actually try and perform. Too many times we saw players not wanting to run, not wanting to attack. And here we find ourselves in a position where it is the crunch talks. Does Ronaldo leave? Does he stay? Does he come back and tell Erik ten Hag, well, I don't want to be here. My agent is looking for moves for me. Or is it a factor of that we actually will see Ronaldo at Manchester United this season again? He will be playing against Brighton at Old Trafford. Now, of course, Anthony Martial has done well in pre-season. But if you had to look between starting him or Cristiano Ronaldo, I'd rather start Ronaldo up front. He's better than Martial as a striker. There's no doubt about that. So it'll be crucial and interesting to see in the next 24 hours or so where Cristiano Ronaldo's future will lie. Because if he does not train today, if he doesn't train tomorrow, I definitely believe that he's leaving the club. I don't think there would be any other option if he doesn't start training this week to find ourselves wanting to know that Ronaldo is staying. More likely he would be leaving, wanting to play Champions League football. Now, of course, whether that means going to Atletico Madrid or any other club for that matter, that's up to Cristiano Ronaldo, of course. But we ourselves need to understand, if Ronaldo stays, it is a bonus signing for us. If he doesn't, we need to be aware of the fact that we might not get a striker in. Now, of course, Benjamin Šeško is an option from RB Salzburg, but he's only 19. He doesn't come in and start for us. He comes in to compete against Anthony Martial and looks like a player that can be developed into a world-class striker. Back or not, we don't know. But the truth and the fact of the matter remains, Cristiano Ronaldo probably wants to leave. And today could just be the talking about him confirming that to Erik ten Hag face to face. Is there a reason for him to stay? I don't think so. Yes, we will be competing for trophies. Yes, we will be playing better football. Yes, you could potentially score more goals under Erik ten Hag because of the better attacking system that we have now. But it still doesn't mean that it's concrete evidence enough for him to stay, motivation for him to stay. Now, I believe Erik ten Hag can basically convince him to stay. But Cristiano Ronaldo is ambitious. He wants to win. And if he looks at our team and sees that it's not capable of winning anything this season, then he definitely will look to be and play somewhere else. And we have to respect him for that. We cannot call him, a player that's rejecting Manchester United, a player that is completely disrespecting the club. No. He is a player that wants to win. And if that cannot be achieved at Manchester United, as much as he loves the club, then he needs to go and find ambition and a team that can compete at the highest level somewhere else. Again, I'm going to say it. If he stays, that is a bonus signing for us. So, interestingly enough, let's wait and see what happens. But Cristiano Ronaldo is having a meeting with Ten Hag today, and it will be interesting to see what the consequences and the results of that meeting will be. Subscribe to the channel. Of course, we always speak the latest Manchester United and transfer news here on the Stretford Inn. At the Stretford Inn Johnson is what you are looking for on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for any more Manchester United related news. And of course, I do want to say thank you for those who have joined me. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be speaking to you about the biggest club in the world. Have a wonderful day further till we speak again soon, Red Devils. Bye-bye.